Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today I'm going to be ranking every LEGO Star Wars Summer 2021 minifigure that is going to be releasing. I'll be ranking them from my least favorite to my favorite, and keep in mind as well, this is all just based on my personal opinion, so please let me know your rankings down below in the comment section of the video, and without further ado, let's get straight into it here with the first figure. Alright, so to kick off this list here, we have a figure from set number 75307, the Advent Calendar, and this one here is Boba Fett and the Child, and I do apologize for the picture quality on this figure here. I unfortunately do not have HD photos of this set at this point, but it still is a pretty cool looking figure here, I won't lie, but I don't think it's as amazing as we've seen previously with some of the other Advent Calendars for Star Wars. I just don't think this one has the same sort of pizzazz to it. Mando does look pretty decent, but it looks like the new printing kind of comes in with like a printed scarf on his actual torso there, and then of course the Child looks pretty good there in a sort of Santa suit, but I feel like it's a little lackluster here. It's still a cool figure, don't get me wrong, but it just isn't anything phenomenal. Alright, so now we have a figure from set number 75314, the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle, and this one here is Echo. And just to preface here, I haven't had an opportunity to check out the Bad Batch show, so I'm not familiar with these characters, and I haven't watched the Clone Wars either, so I don't really know anything about any of the characters featured in this series, but I can definitely still appreciate the designs for them, such as this one here. I think it's a bit more simplistic design-wise for this one, hence why it's a bit lower on the list here, but still I think it's a pretty decent looking figure, and I do like the design on the torso there. I think it has some good printing going on, and on the legs as well, so I definitely appreciate it for that, and I'm sure once I have a chance to check out the series, I'll probably like the figure even more. The next figure that we have here is from set number 75310, the Duel on Mandalore, and this one here is Darth Maul, and this is definitely a really great looking figure. The main thing, just for myself personally, that puts this lower on the list is that I got the previous version of Darth Maul from the Character Encyclopedia of Star Wars, and I don't feel like this one, it definitely of course is a different variant for Darth Maul, but I don't feel like it's different enough to kind of justify myself to want to put it higher on the list against some of the other characters that we've received in this wave, so it is a little bit lower here, but definitely still has some really fantastic detail. I mean, look at those printed legs, look at that torso, it does look really fantastic, so still a really amazing looking figure. Now we've got a figure from set number 75311, the Imperial Armored Marauder, and this one here is the Artillery Stormtrooper, and this is definitely a really cool variant for the Stormtrooper. I love whenever they do like variants for the Stormtroopers, because of course then if you're army building, you have a lot more variety in your army, of course, and I really do like the color scheme of this one. The yellow and the white work together really well, and I also love the little fabric cape piece as well. I think that's a very nice addition to the actual figure there, so definitely some really great details here on this one, and overall a pretty good looking figure. Now we've got another figure from set number 75314, the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle, and this one here is Crosshair, and this character definitely has a really cool and sleek design. I really love the black right there, and then with the little bit of green on the visor there, I think that is such a cool detail there, and definitely pops against the black there, so definitely a really nice color scheme going on with this guy. I do like the torso and the legs as well. There's definitely some good printing there with quite a bit of detail, so I like this design quite a bit, and it definitely gives off a stealthy sort of look. Alright, now we've got a figure from set number 75316, the Mandalorian Starfighter, and this one here is the Mandalorian Loyalist, a really cool looking figure here. I am a sucker for Mandalorian themed figures, and I think this one definitely came out looking really cool. I love the printing there on the actual helmet up against that more like gunmetal gray. I think it definitely shows off quite well with the blue, and then on the actual torso, I like how we transition to more of a lighter gray, but still having the blue on there, and I think that looks great, and I love how it kind of looks worn down as well, the paint there, so that definitely gives it kind of a battled sort of look, and I do appreciate that quite a bit. And also the leg printing looks really fantastic as well, and you can even see a bit of the jetpack as well on the back right there, so just overall some really fantastic details packed into this figure, and I really do think they did a fantastic job. Then the next figure that we have here is from set number 75315, the Imperial Light Cruiser, and this one is Moff Gideon, a super cool character from The Mandalorian, and a really great minifigure design here. There are only a few minor issues that I have with this actual figure, and that includes, of course, the darksaber there, using that just standard sort of lightsaber mold there. I think that definitely could have been improved upon with a new mold to look more like the actual darksaber, so that is definitely a bit unfortunate there accessory wise. And then for the actual figure, I would have liked to have seen some leg printing on it. I think that definitely would have improved it, but still, I love this character so much. I think they nailed the face print there so well. It definitely represents Giancarlo Esposito quite well with his likeness, so I do like that quite a bit. And then the actual torso print is really great as well. I love the cape there also. I think that looks fantastic, so just a really phenomenally well done figure here. I think they really nailed it in most respects here, so overall I'd say it's really great. Next up here, we have a figure from set number 75314, the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle, and this one is Hunter, and this character looks really cool. I love the helmet on this character so much. The printing just looks so great. I love like the lighter gray against the darker, more gunmetal gray. I think that's so great, and then even the like mahogany color as well, the darker red there, I think looks really fantastic against it as well. So I do like that quite a bit. I like how there's some lines of it as well, even integrated into the torso there as well, and I just like his weapon as well. I don't factor that in too much to the designs of the characters, but still I think it's just cool because you don't see that as much. You see more so, of course, either guns or lightsabers in Star Wars, so I think that's kind of unique as well, but it's just definitely got a really cool looking design for sure. Now we've got another figure from set number 75315, the Imperial Light Cruiser, and this one here is Fennec, and she is just such a cool character as well from The Mandalorian. You'll probably hear me say that quite a bit whenever I'm referring to Mandalorian characters, because it's just such a great show and has such great characterization, so they really do a fantastic job with the characters here, and the design of Fennec looks so good. I'm so glad that we have arm printing on her. I think that looks absolutely phenomenal, and then the leg printing looks fantastic as well. The torso looks great, the actual helmet piece as well, that mold looks absolutely fantastic, so just a really great job here overall with the figure. I really do think they packed a ton of detail into it, and it definitely paid off quite a bit, so overall just making for an amazing figure. Alright, now we have one from set number 75311, the Imperial Armored Marauder, and this one here is Grief Karga, one of my favorite characters from The Mandalorian. I think he definitely goes a little bit underrated in the series, and he doesn't appear as much as, of course, some of the other characters, especially in Season 2, which is where this appearance is from, but I think they just did such a great job. I love the connectivity between the torso and the leg printing there. I think it does such a good job of transitioning transitioning over there and really just makes it feel like a very complete design. And I think the face print as well looks really good, definitely doing a great job there for Carl Weathers, of course the actor portraying the character. I think it represents him quite well there, so I really do appreciate that quite a bit as well. And it's just a fantastic figure, a really great design, and one of my favorites. Next up here we have a figure from set number 75314, the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle, and this one here is Tech, and this character definitely has a super awesome looking helmet right there. I love the molding going on there, and I really like the printing details as well. On the side of the head there, I think that skull looks really great there, and then I love the lime green on the visor there as well, and the detail of the lime green as well on the goggles on the eyes there as well look really fantastic. So definitely some very nice details there. I like the lighter color scheme to this character as well in the gray there, because it definitely differentiates it from the other members of the Bad Batch. So I do like that quite a bit. There's all a ton of great elements to this figure. So overall, I think it makes for a really great character design. Now we have another one from the Bad Batch Shuttle, and this one here is Wrecker, and I think this character has got to be my favorite of the Bad Batch members. I think he's just got such an awesome design there, and I love the use of like that Iron Man helmet there with the printing on it. I think it looks so great, and it looks really menacing as well. It just gives off a really cool design, and I like the armor piece as well. Some really great printing on the shoulder there, and then also on the front of it as well. I think it matches up really well with the torso, so they integrated that very well into the actual figure, and it's just got some fantastic details that make for a really epic design. Okay, now we have another Mandalorian here from set number 75312, Boba Fett's Starship, and this one here is Boba Fett himself, and you knew I was gonna have to put this figure up higher on the list. I mean, I just said earlier in the video, I'm a huge sucker for Mandalorian figures, and of course, Boba Fett is one of the most recognizable ones here, and he is just so cool. Such a great job was done on this figure. I love the arm printing there. They just did a phenomenal job, and then the actual torso and legs as well look really great. Once again, I think they go together really well, so I'm definitely loving that for the design aspect there. And the actual helmet I think looks pretty good as well. The jetpack on the back, I like that as well, in the sand green coloring. I think that's super great. So many fantastic elements here. It's definitely tempting me to want to pick up this set, so I really hope we end up getting this figure once again, of course, when we get Boba Fett's show eventually for Disney Plus, when they start releasing stuff for that. I really hope that we get to see this figure once again, because I just think they absolutely nailed it. Okay, next up here we have a figure from set number 75316, the Mandalorian Starfighter, and this one is Bo-Katan. Such a great looking figure here. I really do like this one quite a bit, and I actually don't mind the hairpiece that they ended up using for her and the face print as well. Now, I'm not going to say that I've like followed Bo-Katan's story throughout the Clone Wars. I really only know her from the Mandalorian, so unfortunately I can't really speak to that accuracy as much so with the actual animated series, but I still do think they did a really great job with the actual figure here. I mean, taking away the hairpiece or any of those elements, I think the helmet looks so great here. It has so much fantastic detail added into it, so that was really well done. And then the torso and the legs look good. I like the blue and the gray together. I think that goes really well, and also pairs really well with the other Mandalorian Loyalist that is included in this set also, so definitely quite cool there. I think it works really well, and it's just a really good looking figure. Now we've got another figure from set number 75316, the Mandalorian Starfighter, and this one here is Gar Saxon. Such an amazing figure here, and a character that I am honestly not really familiar with in Star Wars lore, so I'm assuming he's primarily featured in the Clone Wars and any sort of extended material on top of that, but he looks amazing here. I think they just absolutely nailed it with the helmet here. I love that molding as well with the horns on top. I think think that is just so cool, and I really am curious to kind of learn the significance of this character as well, because I will eventually wind up watching the Clone Wars once I have some time, because it definitely interests me quite a bit, and especially with all these great figures from the series, it's definitely pushing me towards that direction. But it is just so great, such fantastic torso printing and leg printing as well. Jetpack once again there, which is really cool. So just overall a great design that I think they just absolutely nailed. Alright, now we've made it to the top of my list here, and this figure is from set number 75315, the Imperial Light Cruiser, and it is the Dark Trooper right here. Such a spectacular figure and a really menacing design as well. I think they just nailed it here with the actual armor as well. I love the helmet mold there. I think that has got to be one of my favorite helmet molds from like all of Lego Star Wars. I think they just did such a phenomenal job with sculpting that there, so I do appreciate that a ton. I love the color scheme as well. I really like very sleek, like darker toned figures, and I think the black color scheme here with a bit of gray turned out really well, and then the red eyes also just really pop, and the little bit of red as well on that armor piece there also just really shows off very well, so definitely appreciate that quite a bit. The detail as well is just so extensive, which I just really appreciate. Also, there is just a ton to love about this figure. I really hope it ends up being a fan favorite and also ends up in some other sets as well, because at the moment, only being in this set, it's a bit expensive, and that would make it kind of difficult to army build. So I really hope it winds up coming in a more affordable set at some point in the future, because I definitely want to get my hands on this figure because it's just absolutely amazing. Okay, that's going to conclude the video here for my ranking of every Lego Star Wars Summer 2021 minifigure. I hope you did enjoy the video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like down below. Also subscribe as well if you would like to check out some of my other content. I did do a ranking video for every Lego Star Wars Summer 2021 set that has been revealed thus far, so be sure to check that out as well on the channel. It's highly appreciated. So thank you so much. Let me know all of your rankings down below for these figures in the comment section. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts and opinions and have a discussion about these super cool minifigures. So thanks so much. I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.